So, good afternoon, student. So, welcome all of you on ninth day of our workshop on virtual lab. So, I'm not taking much time. So now I'm handing over the session to Mr. Chetan Viman. Sir,
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
start the session. Start
Yeah.
the session.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you.
So, good afternoon to everyone. Is I audible? Okay. So,
So,
okay. So, on the behalf of Team Virtual Lab, I, Mr. Amit Sharma, welcome you all in this webinar. And as you all know, that this webinar is based on our virtual lab. And in this webinar, we divide our time into three parts. First, I will give you a brief introduction. Then I will demonstrate some experiment from our virtual lab platform. And at the end, we will discuss your query. If you have any, then we will try to resolve it. So, first of all, the objective of this webinar is to give you an idea so that at the end of this workshop, you all are able to access and perform the experiment online. So in this webinar, we will demonstrate you, and we hope that at the end of this webinar, you all are able to perform the experiment on virtual lab platform from your own without any help. So in this, we will discuss the objective of our virtual lab, then the silent feature. Then we will discuss that when we have our physical lab, what is the requirement of our online lab. And at the end, we will demonstrate you experimentation part. So very first thing is that what is virtual lab? Virtual lab is a project initiated by our Ministry of Education in 2005 under a mission entitled National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. When we are referring the term information and communication technology, we are talking about internet. So our government of India wants to enhance the learning process of our user with the help of internet. As you all know that in these days we all are connected with internet, and our government of India make the most of this technology and wants to give a platform to our user on which they can enhance and they can perform the learning in different formats with the help of internet. So on this platform you will find that it is a complete learning management system where the user can avail the various tools for learning, including additional web resources, video lectures, animated demonstration, and self-evaluation. So we try to integrate all the essential elements of our study parts on a single platform in the form of virtual lab. So the motivation behind our virtual lab is that you all know that India is a very diverse country in the terms of geographical as well as in terms of financial condition. There are so many colleges who are located on a very remote place, and they are not able to set up a physical lab in which they kept sophisticated and costly equipments due to geographical condition. And at the same time, there are so many colleges in India who are not able to set up the lab due to cost constant. So if somehow a college is managed to set up a physical lab, then the updation and the maintaining part of the instrument become very problematic in terms of manpower as well as in terms of cost. So to overcome all these problems, we come with an idea that if it is possible that somehow we provide a platform on which a user are able to perform the experiment without touching the real hardware, is it possible or not? So as you all know that in a situation like COVID-19, when we are not able to access our physical lab and we are not able to access the laboratory, then how we can perform the experimentation part, because the theory part and the other things related to our study are fulfilled by our online platforms. But to performing, when we are talking about the experimentation part, there is no such platform which provide a experimentation part for our student online. So to overcome all these problems, we come with an idea that we provide a platform on which a user can perform the experiment from their own place. We try to just remove the barrier of physical distance between a user and our instrument. So the motivation behind our virtual lab is that. So the objective of our virtual lab is that to provide a remote access to our labs in various disciplines of science and engineering. It means that, as I told you, that we try to develop a platform on which you can perform the experimentation part. Not only you can get the access of the theory, video lecture, but experimentation parts also. So we try to provide a remote access to our user and also enable our student to learn their own place and to learn their own pace. It means that, as you all know, that we access our physical labs with a time bound period. Whenever we go to our college or our physical labs, then we always have a time constant in which you must have to perform the experiment, or if you are not able to perform the experiment at that time, then you have to wait to uh, your next turn. But in virtual lab, a user can perform the experimentation as many times as possible until he or she will not get the exact idea and not become perfect in that particular experiment and rectify all their doubts regarding that particular theory or that particular experiment. So a user can perform and learn at their own pace. We are not in hurry. We provide a platform on which user can perform the experiment 1,000 times without any time constraint. And also our objective is that somehow we can share the equipments and resources which are otherwise available to a limited number of users due to constraint on times and geographical distance. As I told you that there are so many colleges who are not able to set up a physical labs, so the student of that particular college are not able to perform the experiment, which includes sophisticated and costly equipment. So we try to develop a platform on which we can share these types of instruments. So when we integrate all our objectives, the main the main objectives become that everyone must be on the same page. So we will try to develop a database which is accessible to all the users from different backgrounds, and a database which is available to a student from a remote place, a student from private college can access these instruments and these experiments, and also students from different backgrounds can access and become and get a same level of study material on a single click. So our main objective is that everyone must be on the same page. So as I told you that not only experimentation part, but we also try to develop a complete learning management system in which a user can access e-content, e-tutorials, web resource, and self-assessment. We provide the theory part of that particular experiment in the form of ebooks, video demonstrations, interactive simulations, Then we will have e-tutorials in which a user can get the assignments and submit to their respected faculties, and also self-evaluation test, so that our user cannot have any need to go to some another website to complete the learning process of that particular experiment. So our user can get all the necessary data regarding to that particular experiment on a single page. So our virtual lab provides a complete learning system to our user. Here you can see a screenshot of our main portal named Sakshat. As I told you, that virtual lab is a part of our mission, that is National Mission on Education through Information and Communication Technology. And whenever our government of India comes with an idea to enhance your learning process with the help of internet, it will be reflected first on our Sakshat portal. So from this portal, you will get so many study materials and so many schemes which try to enhance your learning process from the very beginning, from the very nursery class to the post graduation level. So if a student wants to enhance or wants to learn something, he or she will access our Sakshat portal, and you will get there are so many projects running simultaneously to improve your learning with the help of internet. So you just note down this portal Sakshat, and on this portal you will find some links like NPTEL spoken tutorials and virtual labs. As I hope that you all know about NPTEL, NPTEL is a link on which video and theory content developed by our professors IIT, professors from IIT, and the expertise develop this content, video and theory content, and upload it on NPTEL. And a user can access these lectures 24 into 7 and rectify their doubts with the help of these lectures. And all these lectures are free of cost. You have not pay a single penny to access these video content, and they are available 24 into 7 on our Sakshat portal. And here you can see another link, spoken tutorial, on which you will get software tutorials. It means that on spoken tutorial, a user can get the training of all the open source softwares available in the market nowadays, and get certificate from the from our government and become a certified developer with the help of these tutorials. And also the spoken tutorials, uh, all the material what you get from the spoken tutorial is also free of cost. And on virtual lab platform you can just make the experimentation part easier for your own. So there are so many other links. When you go to our portal Sakshat, you will find there are so many other projects which benefit you in your study, beneficial for you. Here you can see the features of our virtual labs. As I told you earlier, that our labs are available 24 into 7, and you can get access these experiment from your own place. What you required? You just required an internet connected PC, laptop, or your mobile phone, and you are able to perform the experiment from your own place. Then we will have a common web interface. It means you will get all the essential data related to that particular experiment on a single page, on a single click. You are not required to go to some another website to get the information that how you can perform these experiment. And if some user is stuck in between the experiment, then we will provide an instruction tab to on our experiment window. So you just get help each and every time whenever you stuck somewhere. So it is very easy to use, and we developed our front end and back end in a very user friendly way, so that a user from even from class 5th are able to perform these experiments, because a user just required an internet connected PC and a laptop, and just they click on the buttons and all the experimentation part will be done by our backend simulation. And all the data what you get from our website are very high quality content. It means that all the data are developed by our IIT professors and from the experts of, of the field. And before uploading the data on our virtual lab platform, it will go through from different and so many times quality checks, and then it will upload it on virtual lab platform. So you can rely or our data is reliable, and you can rely on our data because it is very high quality content. Here you can see the difference between our physical labs and our virtual labs. As I told you that in terms of cost, our physical lab, if we will go to set up a physical lab, it will cost around crores of rupees, because there are so many labs which required so many sophisticated and costly equipments, and the maintenance and the updation of the instrument become a very risky task. But in our virtual lab, you just require an internet connected PC, and you are able to access and perform all the experiments from all the different fields of our engineering. So the setting up cost of virtual lab is almost zero, because our virtual lab not involved any hardware in it. You just require a PC with the internet connection. So the setting up cost becomes zero in our virtual lab. Then the availability, as I told you that our physical labs comes with a time constant, but our virtual lab are designed that you can access these labs and perform the experiment 24 into 7, and you are not bound to present physically to perform the experiment. You can perform the experiment from your home, from your house, from your room. You can access and perform the experiment. Then the experimentation, as you all know that the when we go to our physical labs, we perform the experiment in a very orthodox manner. The scope of innovation in our physical labs are very limited, but in our virtual labs, we provide a wider and safer option for innovating experimentation. In our virtual lab, we integrate animations and simulations and some quiz, so our experiment become more interactive, so a user can perform these experiment, and at the same time he will be entertained. And as I told you that the user experience is that in a situation like COVID-19, when you are not able to access your physical labs, then our virtual labs provide a second best option. And if you perform these experiments on virtual lab before going to your physical lab, then the percentage of error become very less, because a user can make and get an idea that what he or she will going to perform in the physical lab. So it will also decrease your error. Here you can see the broad areas of virtual lab. Till now, we developed our virtual labs in these areas, and we will try to integrate all other areas of engineering and science. And we are working day and night to just cover up all the experiment which are running in different institutes across the country. And our aim is that on some day Each and every experiments are available on our virtual lab platform across the country. So a user can perform the experiment from different college and from a different background, and every engineering college curriculum will be on our virtual lab platform. So here you can see our participating institute. There are so many IITs, some NITs, and some private universities are our core team, and we are working day and night to achieve our goal. Here you can see a screenshot of our experiment in which we provide a 3D environment to our user, and user can roam around and get the reading. Here you can see the simulation. We provide these types of simulators to our user on which user are able to make the connections, take the reading, and plot the graph according to that readings. So here you can see the national impact of our project. Till date, we make around 1300 colleges or virtual lab nodal centers across the country, and we will try to integrate all the colleges and all the universities across the country in upcoming days. And you can see that around 2300 workshops already done by our institutes, by our participating institutes, and there are a large number of attendants and our users who perform our virtual lab experiments on daily basis. And here you can see the statistics we get, and we monitor these statistics on daily basis. So we provide our user a hassle-free and a great experience in the form of our virtual labs. And here you can see that from the top 10 experiment, our IIT Roorkee contributed 9 experiments, and we feel proud on it. So these are some statistics of our virtual lab. And here you can see the interesting part, that how we can use and access these experiments. As I told you that you just require an internet connected PC, laptop, or a mobile phone to access our virtual labs. So you just type the URL www.vlab.co.in on your web browser, and you will get the homepage of our website. You can access our virtual lab from the Sakshat portal also, but this is the direct link. So here you can see the users. As I told you that the students from the colleges who are not able to set up the labs, they can get benefited from our virtual labs. The high school students who are make up their mind that what subject and what in which field they want to study in the futures. The researchers in different institutes who can collaborate and share the expensive equipments, as I told you, and resources, and different engineering colleges who can benefit from the content and related teaching resources. So all these are our users. And now, if you have any query till now, please feel free, or we can move to our next session in which I am going to demonstrate some of the experiments from our virtual lab platform, that how you can access and perform it. So if you have any query, please feel free. Students, if you have any query, please feel free.
No, sir.
Okay. So as I told you, here you can see our main portal, our website homepage, www.vlab.co.in, our homepage, and on this you will find our objectives, the broad areas in which till date we developed virtual labs. Then we have the participating institutes link, VLab Dev. Here you can see the lab developed by our Noodle center students. The outreach portal, you will find the upcoming workshops on it. So you all are from first year now, students?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we start from the very basic experiment, and I just want to know that have you ever performed Ohm's law in your college or in your engineering college? Have you know about Ohm's law, students? You know Ohm's law? What is Ohm's law?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So first, okay. So first we perform the experiment Ohm's law. Okay. So to perform the experiment, you just go to the broad areas and click on the electronics and communication link. Okay. So when you click on the link, you will
Share this
find.
link in chat, sir.
Okay. Which link? It's main link or the link of the experiment?
Everything is fine. Main link you share, sir.
Main link. Okay. So I am sharing the link. Okay. And if you want to perform the experiment from any engineering field, you are free to perform. But you are from first year, so I will give you a very basic experiment knowledge about Ohm's law. And if once you get the idea that how you can access these labs, you are able to perform the experiment from different field also. Okay. So first you just click on the electronics and communication, and you will find the labs which comes under electronics and communication, and you will get the list of the labs which is developed by different institutes. Here you will get the list. Okay. So you can access any other lab, but to perform the Ohm's law, you just click on the basic electronics lab. Okay, when you click on that, you will get the front page of this lab. It will take some time. Okay, here you can see the basic electronics lab. It just take some time to like open. So I'm just skip the front page. You will get this type of interface. Okay, this type of interface when you click on basic electronics, or we just wait. Here you can see the list of experiment. Okay, introduction, list of experiment, technology, what we use to develop this type of experiments, peoples, and the feedback. So when you click on the list of experiment, you will get the list of around 17 experiments which come under this laboratory. And first we are going to perform Ohm's law. So you just click on the Ohm's law. When you click on Ohm's law, you will get all the essential and what you require to perform the experiment on a single page. It will take time to open, so be patient. Here you can see that when you click on the Ohm's law, you will get the theory of Ohm's law, the procedure, how you can perform the experiment. Okay, then we will have our simulator on which you can perform the experiment. Then we have quiz to evaluate yourself, then the assignments, then the references. So you will get all the essential data, essential information on a single page. So you just go through all these links before performing the experiment. And when you click on the simulator, you will get a variations of Ohm's law. As I told you that in physical labs, the area of innovation becomes very small, but in our virtual labs, we develop different types of variations of a single experiment. As you can see that there are so many variations are available to perform in Ohm's law only. Okay, so the first thing we did in our physical lab when we are going to perform our experiments, we draw a circuit with the helps of our instruments and wires. We developed a circuit and then we will perform the experiment. So we provide, here you can see the instruments required to perform Ohm's law, and in this first we draw a circuit, we developed a circuit, and then we will perform the experiment. And if you are not able to know that how you can perform or how you can connect these dots, as I told you that we provide an instruction button, so you just follow these instructions and perform the experiment. So you just click on these nodes and make the connections, and check whether your connections is wrong or right. Here you can see a pop-up come out and message shows that your connection is wrong. So as I told you earlier that because in virtual lab we are not working on real hardware, you can connect, make the connection 1,000 times until you will not become the masters and master to connect these connections in right way. So when you get to know that how you can connect these instruments, then the other part is to perform the experiment. Here you can see a connected circuit are available to you to perform the experiment. So as you all know that when we perform our Ohm's law, we keep our resistance value constant and fluctuate our DC volt and take the reading according to it. Okay. So first, with the help of these sliders, we just kept our resistance value constant, and for this resistance we just fluctuate our DC volt, and when I move our slider, you can see that the reading in voltmeter and ammeter will change. It will changing whenever I fluctuate our DC volt. So when I want to take the reading, we just click. I just click on the add to table button, and your reading will be saved automatically in your experimental table. So we take around 5 to 6 readings for different DC voltage. Okay. And then we plot a graph according to it. So you just click on the plot button, and a graph will be generated for these values. Okay. And here you can see a print button, so you can print or save this data for your further use. So I hope that you will get to know that how you can access and perform these experiments. Okay. The second experiment is our full wave and half wave rectifier. Okay. So as I told you that you will get all the instruction on a single page. When you click on the instruction button, you will see the first instruction is set the resistor RL. Okay. You can change the position. Here you can get the calculator. So with these types of with these instruction, you will perform all the experiments. Okay. Now we just switch to some another experiments from IIT Roorkee. It's Digital Electronics Lab 1. When you click on that, you will find the objective list of experiment. When you click on the list of experiment, you will find the verification and interpretation of truth tables for AND gate and OR gate. You just click on that, and here you will get all the theory, the pre-test. So student, you already know about logic gates. Students, please responsive.
No, sir.
Okay.
We know the basics, sir, but we didn't study it in the classroom.
Okay. So as I told you that even if you are not aware about the concept of logic gates, with the help of our virtual lab platform, you are able to access and perform the experiment of gates also. As I told you that if you are just have an idea that what is logic gates, you will get the theory part Here you can see the theory related to gates available on a single click. When you just go through all the theory, you will get a pre-test that what you get from our theory. Then the procedure, how you can perform the experiment, a step-by-step guide to our user. And then we will have a simulator on which you will get all the gates. When you click on AND gate, you will find two simulators, simulator 1 and simulator 2. First, as you are not aware about the gates, we just switch to our simulator 2. In simulator 2, you will verify the truth table of AND gate. See, anyone have any idea about AND gate? Anyone? Please feel free.
The if there is a something input in A and B, the output will be 0.
Exactly. So the AND gate is a gate which convert and which give you the dot product of your input. It means if you provide an input of 0 and 0 to AND gate, then you will get a 0 in the output. If you provide 1 and 0, you will get 0 because AND gate provides you the dot product. It means it will be multiplied. So here you can check that if you provide 1 and 0, and if you want to check that what is the output, so if we input a wrong input, like I told you, as I told you that if we provide 1 and 0, it will give you 0, but if I input a wrong input like 1 and click on the check button, you will get a message in our truth table that your output is incorrect. It means you can check that if we provide A and B to our AND gate, you will get 0. Okay. So for all the combinations of 0 and 1, you can check the output. So this is the truth table. You can reset it and perform the experiment as many times as possible. Okay. This is the logic behind AND gate. But when we will go to our physical labs, we get a circuit like this, as you can see on your screen. And how to perform the experiment, you will get on all the information on our instruction tab. You just click on the instruction and you will get all the steps what you take to perform the experiment. First, you have to click on the battery, the source. The battery get connected to our circuit, and here you can see a switch 1. When you click on the switch 1, the current flow through the circuit, and here you can see our two inputs. We convert our inputs into switches. So if I switch on the button, it means we provide 1 and 0 to our AND circuit, to our AND gate. Here you can see the circuit of AND gate and a LED at the end of AND gate. So as I told you that if we not provide 1 1, it means true input to our AND gate, it will not be, the AND gate will not give you the true input, true output. So if my switch 1 is on and switch 2 is off, it means I provide an input of 1 and 0, and we get 0 output. And when we provide 0 and 1, it means I switch off the button A and switch on the button B. So it means we provide a 0 and 1 input to our AND gate. Then also we have a 0 output. It means our LED will not glow. But when we provide a 1 and 1 input, then our LED will be glow and our AND gate provides you a true output. So with these types of simulations and these types of experiment, we can also give our user the idea of AND gate, and it is also useful for our faculty members when they teach, when they are going to teach the AND gate or any topic. These types of simulators and animations help them to give a deep idea of their subject to their students. So it will also become very beneficial to our faculty members also. So I hope that you will get the idea that how you can access these labs. And as I told you that here you will get a VLab dev link also. On this portal, when we click on that, you will find that the students from our nodal centers developed virtual labs and become a part of our team. And when you click on the approved labs, you will get the list. You will get the list of experiments which is developed by our nodal coordinators and nodal center students. And if you are interested in developing part, you can approach us and become a developer and contribute your lab to the nation in the form of your virtual lab. So here you can see there are so many labs. Introduction to PHP, and when I click on that, you will find that the college who developed these labs and the team also. Click on the explore and you are able to perform these experiments also. Okay, so if you are interested in developing and you are good in coding, so you can also develop your own virtual lab and we will try to help you. You just make a proposal that on which lab you are going to work, and our experts will help you for developing your virtual lab. So till now, if you have any query, any question related to our virtual lab, that how you can perform these experiments, please feel free to ask. Students, please feel free. Hello students.
No doubts.
Any doubt?
Digital Logic Design Lab. Okay. So I'm just give you another example that how you can develop your lab and what is the innovative part, what is the innovative part in our virtual lab. As I explain you the working of AND gate, can anyone give me a real time example of AND gate? It means that something in which you will give two outputs, and if your one output is wrong, then you will not get the output. Please feel free. Everyone have mail ID? Students? You have your email?
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
so in your email, if your input, your username correct and password incorrect, have you logged into your mail? Are you able to log in
No,
your
sir.
mail? So you have to put both the credential correct. It means username and password, and then you will get two access. So it means there are two outputs, and you must have to enter your both inputs in a correct way, then you will get the access to your mail. So it is an example of AND gate. And same like that, same like that, when you get to know that how a AND gate will work, then you will find that in your car, if you want to run your car wiper, then it is not only required ignition on, but also you must have on your wiper button. So it means if you input a single true to your AND gate, then your output will 0, just like your car wiper. If you want to run your car wiper, then first you switch on your car ignition and then the car wiper button, and until your both the inputs, both the buttons are not in a on position, until that you will not get the your output correct. It means your car wiper will be not in a running position. So we can innovate our ideas, our study in these types of our innovative labs. So if you want to develop these types of labs to innovate or to integrate some your knowledge, then you can contact us and we will try to develop your ideas into reality. So if you have any query related to virtual labs, please feel free. Students, you are able to access our virtual labs now? You get an idea or not? Or you have any query, then please feel free.
Sir, no, sir.
Okay, so this is all from our side. I hope you will perform and get benefited from our virtual lab in future. Thank you so much for your attendance in this webinar. And before leaving the meeting, we are going to provide a feedback form and an attendance form. And before leaving the meeting, you just give your feedback and make your attendance on the given link. Okay. So thank you so much, students.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So just give me 1 minute. Students, please fill this form, feedback form. The link is active for the day. You will get your certificate on your mail. So please name and correct email ID. Thank you, Amit sir, Chetan sir. Thank you so much for giving time
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
us regarding this virtual lab.
Thank you, ma'am.
Take care, sir.
And ma'am,
Take care, Chetan sir.
one more thing, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Yeah, I'll provide you the email of some of the students from this session who just writing the interrupt things in the chat box. So please take the strict action on those persons.
Okay. I'll
Okay.
yes, sir. I'll give that email ID to Dean, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Thank you. So please fill the form. It's active only for 30 minutes. After that, it will disable. So please fill the form. You will get certificate, participation certificate. You will get directly on your email ID. Okay, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, Amit sir, Chetan sir. Take care, sir. Bye.